Hi everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Matchbox Restoration series. In this episode I'll be restoring the 54b S&S Cadillac Ambulance that was introduced by Matchbox in 1965. I bought this model from a lady who sold a couple of Lesney models I'll be restoring later. A lot of the paint has come off, but most of the parts are present and in quite good shape to make this a nice one to restore. Let's get started by drilling out the one rivet that holds this base into place. The other side of the base is held by a little tab that goes through the body of the model. After removing the base, the interior can be easily removed by hand. The window unit is secured with another rivet that I'll drill out with a 3mm drill. It took me a while to figure out I had to move the window unit backwards first to get it out of the body. After that, the red lights can be removed by hand. I now drill a 1.5mm hole into the rivet post to put the model back together once it's repainted. Breaking 3 drills on my first restoration helps me remembering to take this step small steps at a time. To remove the wheels and axles from the base, I use my Dremel tool. I gently hold the axle on one side and remove the small lip that holds the wheel in place on the other side. These original axles will be used again when I put the model back together. Now that everything is separated, I can start the paint stripping process. I apply the same paint stripper that I used in my fire pumper truck restoration, only this time with a brush instead of submerging it into the paint stripper can. After 10 to 15 minutes, I can remove the paint with a toothbrush. I had to repeat this process a couple of times to remove all the paint of the model. Since I forgot to record the application of the base coat, we'll move on to the actual painting of the body. I used Tamiya Fine Surface Primer, but I'm wondering if the paint job wouldn't be easier if I have gone for the grey colored primer from Tamiya. But nevertheless, here we go. For this restoration, I went for a bigger airbrush nozzle. Here I'm using a 0.5mm nozzle, so the airbrush applies a bit more paint. Although many info online mentioned the original color of this model as off-white, I think my model had a more brighter looking white than the others I found. That's why I'm using the Tamiya X2 acrylic paint for this one. While the paint dries, it's time to spend some more time on the interior. With some polishing liquid on my Dremel tool, I polish the window unit for a nice finish. I'm still struggling a bit to get it as nice as other people do. So if you have any tips to get the window units in better shape, please let me know in the comments. After polishing the window unit, it's time to clean the interior. I use hot water, some soap and a toothbrush for this. It doesn't take much effort to get this one clean as it was already in good shape to start with. I also dip the window unit in the hot water to clean it once more. I paint the grille with the Tamiya Chrome Silver X11 acrylic paint using a very small brush. I gently apply a tiny bit of paint at a time. It's better to dry paint it than to apply a lot of paint at once. This avoids filling the grille with paint and losing the detail of the cast in the process. One of the wheels isn't coming off the axles, that's why I put it in a bottle of vinegar. After a couple of hours, the wheel comes off easily without any damage. To get the axles in better shape, I'm sanding them with some emery paper. I gently put them in my drilling machine and let them run against the emery paper. The part that was in the drilling machine gets sanded manually. I then give the axles a quick polishing treatment to give it an even nicer look. Although the wheels are in good condition, I try to give them a clean look with some cockpit spray. It gives the wheels a nice finish and makes the material look brand new again. After the paint has dried, I apply a couple of clear coats to protect the paint. This step still needs some improvement, because I find it very hard to see how well the clear coat is applied. Any tips or advice is welcome in the comments. Because I couldn't find any decals for a decent price, I decided to print them myself. Here's my vinyl cutter cutting the decals to the right size. To put the wheels and axles back on, I use a small tool where the axle can sit in so I don't damage it. I gently tap the other end of the axle with a hammer until the wheels can't come off. Time to put the model back together. I'm starting with the small lights that fit into the roof of the model, followed by the window unit that I'll just click back into place. After that, I position the interior into the body. I just realized that I haven't tapped the thread in the rivet post yet, so let's do that first. Like most things during these restorations, the tapping of the thread works best if you do it small steps at a time. Otherwise, you risk damaging the thread or threading the post too deep. I'm using a sunk screw to secure the base onto the body. The heads of the sunk screws are slightly larger, so I don't need an extra spacer to keep the base in place. The finishing touch comes with the application of the stickers onto the sides of the body. I carefully measured the space in between the tabs where the original decals were placed, so they fit perfectly. I'm quite happy with how they look on the white color of the body. And that's it. I must say, this one turned out pretty good. I'm happy with the result. Please let me know what you think and hit the subscribe button to get notified when I'm uploading a new video.